Hello, it's the Armored Core video part 2. I'm gonna use my um building steel haze footage because I don't know where to put it, like at the end and stuff. I'm just gonna fast forward it. It's like, might as well use it. Might as well use it. Whatever. I don't talk much, obviously, because I'm using my brain, struggling, crying. All you're missing is just me saying, "Oh shit, I forgot to wash the runners," and "Oh shit, I broke his foot." But don't worry about that. Anyway, enjoy. Okay, really looking back through the footage again, I totally forgot, but back when we were still looking for ways to deal with the ice worm, there was another mission where Air asks you to go back to that tunnel that, blew up, and where she was like, "Oh, why do you have to risk your life like this?" And she asks you to go back there. Just go back there to check out, what lies in the ruins. Maybe we can find out more stuff about Rubicon's history and stuff. And she can't pay you, but if you extract some data from some wrecks of PCA machinery, then she can sell that to the corporations or the Liberation Front, and then she can give you those credits. So your pay is directly linked to how much shit you find. It's like, all right, baby girl. Anyway, so we go on down there, and we find some writings from some scientists back in the old day, and we find out that this head scientist, um he was just lamenting the fact that coral is so powerful. His assistant literally went mad from it. He he tossed aside his family so he could sink himself deeper and deeper into his research. So he's gone crazy. And then another log that was like 2 days before the fires of Ibis, where they're saying that things are going awry, and they have to get rid of it. It's like deploy Ibis or something. Is like, oh, I wonder what happened. What he did they have something to do with the fires in the first place? That kind of stuff. And then there was another one, a little like diary entry from one Father Dolmayan, the leader, the well spiritual leader of the Rubicon Liberation Front, um where we find out from Air also that he used to be an a druggie back in the old days, and something he was talking to someone. um it seems that he also may have wait well, he was talking to someone and thinking about the coral he was taking. He seems to be talking to somebody here. We don't know who. Mysteries upon mysteries. When will we see Father Dolmayan? Spoiler, we won't see him until much, much later. My god. Anyway, so we just find out all this stuff, and now Era's like, don't you feel better knowing a little bit more about this place we're waging war on? Okay, so after the Ice War mission, that was the end of chapter 3. Now we're in chapter 4. And what happened is that because we defeated their giant ice worm, the PCA has been struck a terrible blow to their reputation and to their forces, and are now no longer a problem it, for the corporations. And even though it was Balaam who ran that whole operation, taking down the ice worm, uh, Arquebus, when they were fighting PCA in multiple fronts. They were seizing their technology, their weapons, because apparently PCA technology is still better than the corporations. I guess because the PCA were taking from the old technology, Rubicon's old research technology. Rubicon research and just wait. God damn it, I still forgot. Anyway, so now Arquebus has taken that technology and made it theirs, and their weapons are just so much better, and they're kicking Balaam's ass. Now that they no longer have a truce, and now the Liberation Front also has no more hopes of confronting weakened enemies. It's all up in Arquebus's favor now. And they found out what the ice worm was protecting all along. Watchpoint Alpha. If you remember, what Sula was protecting was Watchpoint Delta or something. It was just a watchpoint, but this is Watchpoint Alpha, the biggest one or something that monitors the coral, and it's really big and really deep. And we're gonna go check it out. Underground exploration. Let's go. Yay! Balaam has already tried to, you know, survey it, check it out. But in the depths, there's a gigantic death laser that keeps shooting up and will tear you apart. Apparently half their forces have already died, just trying to get down there. We are now hired by Arquebus to be their what do you call it? The scout, not even the vanguard, the scout, just to check out what's going on. We're just a mercenary after all, but they don't have to lose their forces. So we go in there. This was really funny because I got my ass kicked. I had to walk through how to fall down safely, how to fall down properly. It was very funny, but basically just hug the wall, right? And it is insane. It is insane. So we keep going down into the depths after we clear that one with all the lasers. I forgot, while you're in the tunnel, you bump into some Balaam, people, and you even bump into Iguazu, and then he says stuff like, he starts fighting you, and he says stuff like, as long as I can defeat you, then I'll be able to get out of this hellhole. I'm like, what does that mean? Can't you get out of it right now? Anyway, so I beat his ass. You just keep going down, you find some enemies, maybe some leftover Balaam stragglers. I don't know why we got ambushed, and they called us like, it's the traitor. I'm like, traitor? I don't even really work for you. I'm just a mercenary, man. I'll work for anybody, but they call you traitor, and even after 3 playthroughs, I still don't know why, but maybe they just thought we were buddies or something. I guess we're buddies, but I don't know who they are. It still bugs me, but like, why did they call you traitor? Anyway, and then you find some old machine from somewhere, from something, protecting it, that is wiping out all the other squads, and you're like, what the hell? It might be like one of those autonomous machines that just still have fuel running, right? Still defending the territory. And we defeat that. He kicked my ass. She's a beautiful lady, but eventually defeated, and we can keep going. And then we find another one where we have to disable the lasers. This is the one where where it's kind of a get out of there before it blows up, kind of mission, which is exciting because, no map, more struggles. But nothing too story important, I don't think. Then the next one after this, in the mission briefing, they say, keep going, keep exploring, keep going further. By the way, we found out that somebody's following you. And that's not great. So could you please sort of trap them and take them out? And it's like, okay, bye. And I was like, somebody's following us? How could they be following us? Who is it? Some other mercenary or something? And we go deeper down the tunnel. I was feeling like hot shit after getting out of the laser thing. But you know what they threw at you? Worms. Mealworms. And in tight, close spaces, and the worms are falling from the ceiling, and when you keep moving, the camera keeps moving, and it goes close to a worm. Anyway, this is the worst level of my life, and it's not just because of the worms. So the worms are a big part of it. I have to close my eyes whenever I go here and pray I make it out alive. But anyway, I eventually get through clearing, and it's like, wow, this place seems very boss battle-y, doesn't it? And that's when they're like, the one who's been following you is here. They're coming. And you know who comes? It's Rusty. And Rusty's like, Well, they told me to get rid of a mercenary who came in here alone. I guess they set us both up, huh, buddy? And I'm like, Rusty, no. And, you know, you think it's like, well, we've just both been set up. Looks like the company wants to get rid of both of us at the same time. And it's like, oh, that's great. Maybe we can team up, go against them. And he's like, no, I don't think so. I still want to live. It's like, Rubicon needs me. It's like, bro. And he starts fighting us. It's like, no, no, divorce arc, divorce arc.
Go deal with a mercenary who went in alone, they said. Figures. Seems both of us are too dangerous to keep around. And the higher-ups wouldn't miss an opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. Hate to say it, but Rubicon still needs me. So, buddy, who needs you?
And it's just, devastation, devastation. And he has many devastating lines here. I would try to remember them off the top of my head, but I'll cry.
Too bad, buddy. We barely got to know each other.
If he defeats you, it's like, bro. Anyway, so eventually you do have to defeat Rusty, right? It's like, that sucks. But then, he basically like, but I can't die. If you defeat him, he's like, I can't die here. And he kind of, quote unquote, blows himself up, but it's more like that kind of, shield thing. Like, it's this skill that I have, where if I'm hit and that shot's gonna kill me, a shield will come up and will take my damage for me, and I'll have literally one health left for a while until my shields give up, and that's usually how I win battles. It used to be, you could toggle this thing where you could just go up to enemy, activate those shields, and it would hurt them for a lot of damage, but I'm not that good at using it, so I just opted for just keep me alive at the last second kind of shield. Basically, Rusty seems to use that and then escapes. Very important, escapes. He didn't die in that boom. He escaped. Air said so. It's like, he escaped. It's like, thank you for the confirmation, Air. Anyway, now that drama has been dealt with, we keep on moving through the tunnel. And then we find an underground city. And was like, oh my god, it's Institute City. No wonder we couldn't find it. Because it was underground all this time. And he's like, shit, I have to prepare before the corporations move in. Get back up here and rest 621. And it's like, whoa. And even Air's like, this is my home. This is where my brothers and sisters are. And it's like, whoa, shit, this is big. This is insane. And I feel like it's a little important. I don't know, but in the first run, or in this run, you have to physically walk over there after fighting with Rusty, because later on, after the fight with Rusty, you don't walk. The cutscene just plays after Rusty's cutscene, and I'm just curious why that is. Anyway, not that important, I guess. Now, before the next mission starts, Walter tells you a story.
Incoming comms.
Let me tell you a story before you go. There once was a scientist. He abandoned his family to delve into the secrets of Coral. His work yielded a carnival of horrors, augmentation surgery included. But there was another scientist. He took his colleagues' sins upon himself and set it all ablaze. Died with no regrets. There's a lesson in this story. Once something's alive, it doesn't die easy. 621. Story time's over. It's time for work.
And when I heard this, I thought that maybe he was the scientist who abandoned his family and stuff, and now he feels remorseful because his colleague, died for his sins or something. But apparently, I was wrong, so I might as well tell you this now. Though I thought it made sense. I thought it made sense. Turns out I'm just missing an important piece of lore thing that I missed because I do not explore places enough. Who has the time? I'm scared. I'm being shot at. What do you expect me to do? Anyway, I guess I'll look for it later. Anyway, so now the next mission is to reach the Coral Convergence. We go into Institute City, and well, actually, Arquebus has said it's like, okay, you found a city, we don't need you anymore. Stop all your surveys. And Walter's like, we're done with the corporations. We're gonna go check this out on our own now. So we go in there, and we're gonna go dispatch the two ACs that Arquebus already sent. When we get there, those two ACs already seem to be fighting the protective drones of the city. It is G3 Wuhua High and V6 Materlink, or was it no V5 Hawkins? So V6 Materlink. It's cute, and it's like, wait, I thought they were Arquebus. What's a red gun doing here? And apparently he kind of betrayed him, or did a little coattail, turntail, twist it. My God, what's it called? Anyway, he not betrayed. He switched sides to the Vespers or Arquebus because like Balaam's losing, so I might as well, go for the Vespers. It's like I'm a good pilot. I'm a numbered pilot. Whatever.
The independent mercenary. V2 Snail, come in. The Raven has landed, requesting backup.
I was just getting bored of cleaning up trash. I'm Wu Huahai. Prepare to die.
It's cute. I'm gonna do a little side tangent about the arena, but you learn about Wu Huahai from the arena. I was so excited to hear him. And it's like, well, you're the guy from the arena. And apparently, like, G4 Volta was learning business from him. Even though, should he really? Because he's a con artist. And how can I yap about the people from the arena? It's just cute reading their little briefings and their little life and stuff, like, like Ziggy or Swinburne, who has a complex, like he got so the augmentation surgery, right? The first augmentation surgery was like very, very risky. Only 10% survived, like Sula. That's why they call it survivors. And then it gets better and better the more generations you go on. 621 is 4th gen surgery, and like it's stable, but still not great. They're kind of weird, still not totally human. And that's what they said. Like what Sula said, it's like they make good dogs with training, so you still have to train them because they're kind of weird now. They're kind of weird. Not everybody, but most of them. In 5, 6, 7. I think 8 was it? I can't remember if it's 7th or 8th gen surgery. 8th gen surgery is the most stable, and apparently the one where they really put a focus on keeping the pilot's humanity still there. So now it makes all other previous surgery obsolete just because of how much better it is. Like they can still keep their humanity, and they they still become better pilots, seemingly. Be able to feel the shit your machine feels, right? The latest one is 10th gen augmentation surgery, but what's important is like you get 8, 9, and 10, right? Swinburne, I think he's 7 or 8, and apparently he has kind of a complex because like he got the surgery, but there was no visible way thing to tell that he got noticeably better as a pilot. So now he's like, is there any better or whatever? And he's kind of paranoid about shit. And I thought he would be more paranoid, but how paranoid can you be if you're surprised you got shot in the back? Honestly. Anyway, Pater is 8th gen. V2 Snail is, well, originally 8th gen, but I guess he could be 10th gen because in his little profile it said that he keeps getting the newest surgery so that he can take all their benefits, even though people have died, to check if that surgery was, if getting more surgery was safe. So yeah. For Rusty's, it said that they don't know that much about Rusty. He got surgery before even joining the Vespers, which kind of implies that when they want to pick at you, they'll be the ones funding your surgery, the augmentation surgery, to become a Vesper. But apparently he states in his record that he got augmentation surgery before joining the Vespers. It was like 8th gen surgery. It also said for Rusty specifically that when he joined, he was so good that he climbed down the ranks within like half a year to become a ranked member of the Vespers. Like, okay, cool. I love you, baby boy. You're so talented. Who else? O'Keefe also got surgery. He doesn't show up that much, but he originally had like 4th gen surgery, and when they picked up and when they recruited him, they were like, "Hey, join us." And it's like, "I'll join you on the condition that you give me the newest surgery, so it can counteract the coral burn-in that the surgery did on his brain, so that he won't die faster." It's like, so you can do that. Very interesting. I love the lore implications of whatever this is. Unfortunately, because all this is contained within Armored Core 6, you can't really go back, because like the way that their augmentation works is, I guess, different from the original games. This one seems to have started because of finding coral. So coral is the reason that they can do this kind of thing. Oh right, and it seems that 8th gen surgery no longer uses coral. It's like, oh, okay, because there's no more coral at this point. Okay, cool. Who else? Gun 5 Iguazu. Apparently he might be the only one in the Red Guns who has had augmentation surgery. I'm not sure where that comes from. I thought everybody who's a pilot has had surgery, or everybody who can become a pilot, but apparently not. So you can just be a pilot, but the surgery makes you better. Iguazu has also had 4th gen augmentation surgery. But like Swinburne, it seems that there was not much of a difference if it made him a good pilot or not. But sometimes he hears, noises and gets a headache and stuff, so he seems to be suffering from it, even though there's no visible positive effects for him. So that sucks. That sucks for him. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. The little snippet about G4 Volta and G5 Iguazu is so cute. Like, they were really just some nobodies or whatever, and then Michigan found them and whipped them into shape and forced them to join the Red Guns, and they're like, we want to beat his ass so bad. We're gonna train and get together so that one day we can punch him in the face. But that day has never come, and Volta G4 has eventually given up. It's like, we're not gonna leave the Red Guns, and has started asking Uhuahai for tips on business and stuff, and is learning from him. That's just so cute. That's adorable. Iguazu has not given up on the dream to punch Michigan in the face or to leave, but it's still here. He actually mentions it. It's at some point in another run, and it's just so cute. It's like, oh, I thought this was only be in a little paragraph blurb about you, but no, you actually mentioned it. Oh, I just learned this recently, but it turns out that G4 Volta did perish during their the wall climbing episode back with Balaam when they failed to take the wall. Volta Volta went down. It was, and his last words, if you can find his machine, um his last words were to Iguazu and saying it's like, hey, Michigan may be a hard ass, but he is looking out for us. And it kind of feels like family, so maybe you should ease up on the guy. Just see it in a different light. It's like it is, and it's nice me feeling like we have family, and I'm like, man, you gotta be this way. War never changes. Cries. Anyway, where were we? Right, back in Institute City, we're gonna take down the two ACs, V6 Materlink and G3 Wuhai. Uh, oh right, in Japanese, they say, oh wait, I keep saying G1, G2, G4, but they're saying gun 5, gun 4, gun 3, etc. And they also say that in Japanese version. But for the Vespers, in English it's like V1, 2, 3, 4. But in Japanese they straight up say Vespa, Vespa, Vespa 1, Vespa 2, Vespa 4. And I just thought that was neat. I just think it's not as sexy as saying like V5, V6, V7. It's like Vesper one, but that, I guess, that makes sense because I was thinking it's like, why V? Because I was reading it as like 5IV, so 5-4, 5-2, 5-2, but no, it was V. Anyway, Roman numbers, Roman numerals. We go take them out. If you take out V6 Materlink, she'll be like trying to contact Snail, and it's like, sir, we can't do this on our own. The Raven is here. He's gonna kick our ass. It's like, I would like to request some more reinforcements, sir. P2 Snail, please respond. And then she dies. We defeat her and she dies. And even Walter's like, wow, they just left her for dead. That was rough. And then Gun 3 Wahai is like, well, I guess I'll get all the honor then. And he says, it's like, my name is Wahai, prepare to die. And I was like, is that a Nigo Montoya reference? Although we're not his father. I mean, his father's killer, so I don't really... Anyway, he's cute. Did you know he's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch? I was like, oh shit. Anyway, so you defeat him, and I don't know, he's kind of funny. When you defeat him, it's like, did I read the signs wrong or something? It's like, what is this? You're so funny. Why are you so Chinese or something? Anyway, so you feed them, and then you keep going to the inner parts of the city, dodging some more ancient relics on your way there, which are still powered, by the way, after all these years. And Air comments on it, saying that no wonder humanity desires coral so, because like it's just such a good energy source that after half a century, these things are all still working in tip-top condition. I mean, not after we destroyed them, but they're still working. And so we get over there, and there's this gigantic thing. Apparently this building's like a giant siphon thing, and it's just in the middle of a lake. And Walter's like, oh, get down there before the corporations come over. Yeah, we have to survey as much as we can. And we get down to the lake, the base of this thing. And then suddenly there's and then suddenly there's a coral weapon, a sea weapon. The hot shit from back in the day. It's an AC made out of coral, and it's like really insane. It looks like an angel. I love the difference in the aesthetics between the sea weapons and like there's a difference between the corporations weapons and what they make. Like Schneider is focused more on aerodynamics, so it looks very sleek and kind of alien, but like very aerodynamic, very sexy. Balin's very, gun heavy, machine guns and shit, and etc. etc. And sea weapons also are very specifically alien looking. Uh, I would say they kind of look like Cublies. Cubies are just prettier, you know? Cubies are just cuter. They have colors and they're white, and this one is like it's all gray with the red evil eyes, and they're firing missiles at me and they're slashing at me, and I'm like suffering. And even though I put on my this my ass kicking outfit or AC build, I'm still dying. So I genuinely have to get good. So it's like that's how it is. That's how it is. Like your build may be the hot shit. You may not be dying, but if you don't dodge that, you will eat shit. So anyway. So we defeated. It's like, oh damn, so that was a sea weapon? That's insane. Walter calls it like, so this is what the Ibis series is capable of. And it's like, whoa, we really did that. It's like, that's cool. But then, can't bask in our victory too long because somebody just shot some, stun ammo into the lake and took us out. And it's like, oh, Raven. And then we look and see, it's V2 Snail. They were following us all along. They were waiting for us to defeat whatever it is that we found. And how to defeat it, they don't have to deal with it. And they took us out. And then, chapter 4, end. Hang on a goddamn minute. I just realized that the thing that V2 Snail shot at us with was the stun needle launcher. The very thing we used to take out the worm. This bastard. Oh my god. Well, I guess it's kind of flattering that they use the same weapon we had to use to take out the worm. But still. And now we're at chapter 5. An unspecified amount of time has passed, but Arquebus has basically taken control over the situation, and the city, or Institute City, and is now working to get that big giant siphon out into the atmosphere so that they can more properly gather more coral, siphon coral. And that should take a while because like it's just dead in the water, but they eventually got it up and working, and the planet is theirs now, basically. And now we somehow, somewhere, are awake. It looks like we are walking or traveling in the sewers, and Air says, "Oh, Raven, I found a message from Walter."
Decoding and playing back.
621. A friend of mine sent a request. Now, this one comes from me. You know what hidden dangers lurk within the coral. The fires of Ibis should have wiped the coral out, but it survived, gathered, and it's been steadily multiplying ever since. Now the coral convergence is growing at an exponential rate. Eventually, it'll spill out from Rubicon and contaminate space itself. The coral must be burned, 621. Even if that means reigniting the fire that scorched the stars. This isn't an order. It's a legacy. My fallen friends entrusted this duty to me, and now it's my turn to hand it on. 621. Feed the fire. Let the last cinders burn. I have one last job for you. Find your freedom.
Raven. Now I finally understand what Walter was thinking. This AC. He must have foreseen this outcome and prepared for it. It's time for us to escape.
So it seems that Walter foresaw us, getting our ass beat by Arquebus, and left this AC for us to find in the sewer so we can get out of there. I didn't know what was going on in the background. It's like, is this a sewer? What are we doing? Are we just floating? Are we a dead body floating around? But it looks like we escaped whatever it is that they were doing to us, and just kind of swimming along like an alligator in the sewer until we found an AC, and I was like, oh, in our proper home. But it's not our proper home. This is a beat up AC. It doesn't have both shoulder weapons. It has one shoulder weapon, missiles, and then a hand weapon. And it's like, oh my god, what am I going to do? And you have to, once again, stealth your way out of this sewer. It's like, why are we here? Just to suffer? Every day there's a stealth mission, and every day I suck at it. But we manage. Somehow we manage. They don't make it too hard, thankfully, because like the weapon they give you is like a little machine gun, some missiles, and if you aim properly, something that jams their weapons lock on, so that they can't fire at you because they can't hit you. I don't know why they don't just manually aim it, but when I get into the blast radius of whatever I hit them with, I also can't shoot, so that's on me for being stupid about it. So you manage to get out of there, and when you get out of the sewers, now you're up top, back in Institute City. I think it looks like Institute City. And there are multiple search parties looking for you. Now V6 Pater is saying, it's like, please be on the lookout because the mercenary Raven has escaped re-education. So, be cautious in the dark corners. It's like, gotta get him back. And it's like, oh, Pater. And once again, more stealth missions. Try not to get caught. I am caught multiple times, obviously, but I can't fight back, so I just, run. I book it out of there. And, you find some, there's a little markers tell you where to go, and it's like, why are we here on top of this building? You go get to it, and then it's a beacon calling Chatty, saying, it's like, I'm here, please save me. And Chatty goes on to you, it's like, oh, tourist, there you are, don't worry, Carla's gonna come pick you up. Like a kid, it was like, oh, Carla, Chatty. But first we have to survive this. So we go to the rendezvous point, but a lot of enemies are there. We just have to survive until Carla gets there, which is okay because, like, it's just MTs and some drones. But we are in a shit AC, and like I said earlier, even a shit AC is still better than an MT because, like, I don't have to fire that much. I still have to fire quite a bit, like, let's say 3 to 5 rounds before they die. But they die pretty easy for something that's absolute shit. And the Carla comes, kicks their ass, and then she picks you up like, your auntie picking you up from kindergarten. Anyway, so Carla explains to you who they are, and that her and Walter are part of this organization called Overseer, which basically watches over what's going on with the coral, and if people ever find it, that they're going to take it all down again so that humanity doesn't do the shit they were doing 50 years ago. And which brings me to a point about Carla, because Air mentioned this. It's like, about her name, Cinder Carla. Cinder is apparently a name that the Rubiconians refer to people who survived the fires of Ibis, cinders. And Carla calls herself that, but Apparently, she doesn't look that old. You can find this in a log by some of the dozers saying it's like, hey, why is she calling herself that? That's like stolen valor. But it seems, if you find another log, that the scientists made, he had two assistants, one who went insane and one who may help make get him out of this. And that second assistant seems to be Carla. There was also the son of the first assistant, the family that scientist, yeah, that assistant abandoned. Like the wife died, and he abandoned his son to delve further into his research or whatever. And the scientist was like, "Wow, this kid, you know, what's the English of kawawa? Is like this kid is so pitiful, but he has a good head on his shoulders and is pretty smart for his age, right?" And I don't know. It seems that he put his hopes into this kid, right? This kid and his assistant, or at least not in his hopes, but he feels bad that the work has taken his father and mother from him, so he's taking care of this kid, right? Anyway, so it seems that Carla and Walter were part of this, and that's why they're here on Rubicon in the first place. They want to burn all the coral so that nobody can use it for nefarious purposes again, right? And now what they're planning is, do you remember the asylum? Well, we're gonna go back there, and we're going to hack into its mainframe. We're gonna take control of it, because Asylum is not just a city, it's actually a colony ship, a big ass ship, and we're going to ram the ship into the siphon thing, and we're gonna make it blow up, and this will blow up all the coral in there too. And it's like, I see, that's your plan. Cool, 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 cool. But Air is like, so you're just going to kill us? Because like Coral is kind of sentient like her. It's like you're just planning on burning everything without even thinking about what's gonna happen to the coral. And I'm like, girl, I'm the only one who knows that coral is sentient. They don't know that. It's just some material that they can eat or use for science or whatever. And so this is where you make this is where ending Brat path branches out. You can either continue on with Carla's plan, and by extension Walter's plan, to blow up all the coral and sacrifice yourselves in the process, or you can go with Air. And she says like, I don't want to burn, I don't want to do that. I don't want to burn all the coral. I want to live. I want to live with the rest of humanity. Maybe we can find a compromise or whatever. And her little mission is to kill Carla. Now at this point I was like, damn, I feel really bad if I killed Carla. And also, where is Walter? It's kind of seeming like he also died or got captured. His whereabouts are unknown, and we're worried about him. It's like the way Carla's talking about him, it's like, oh, he's not here. This is so sad. And they're Walter. Ooh. But as I was contemplating, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I was looking at the mission log, and it said, for Air, eliminate Carla. And it said for Carla, eliminate V1 Freud. And I was like, oh shit, I want to fight Freud, because he is one of the top rankers in the arena, and it was cute. His little blurb was something like, how did he get to be so good? He's even better than Snail or whatever, and people think that maybe he also got as many augmentations as Snail did, but no, he's just a guy who loves his mech very much. And I was like, oh man, we gotta see this guy. He sounds so cool. He sounds so chill. But then we get there, and he kills Chatty, like immediately. I was like, this bastard, this piece of shit. Second, his voice doesn't sound that hot. He sounds slimy. He sounds as slimy as Snail. Not as slimy as Snail, but pretty slimy.
You must be Raven. Never sparred with one of Walter's hounds before. This had better be worth it.
And I was like, oh man, I can't simp for that. And then 3, he died within 10 seconds. I pulled my punches, and he died so quickly. I didn't even hear all of his dialogue. He wasn't even finished introducing himself. I was like, damn, I thought you were gonna be good. You're number 1 in the arena. I mean, one thing, I was enraged because he killed Chatty, which sucked, but I wanted to give him a chance. But then I shot at him, and his life went down so fast, and he didn't dodge or anything, and it's like, bruh. And it was just so disappointing overall. I was like, Chatty died for this? My god, I can't believe this shit. Oh, right, and if you choose this, Air leaves you. She's like, you've made your decision, Raven, and I have to. And then we don't hear her during this entire mission. And it's like, oh, that's kind of sad. And by the way, we're here defeating Freud because the Xylem is, flying and on its way to smash into the coral siphon, and Arquebus obviously doesn't want that, so they've come over to try to stop the Xylem. So we have to take out the things, the little things that are on the Xylem, like flies on a horse, bugs, mites, whatever. So we take out V1 Freud. It's like, disappointing. I had to watch a video like, oh, what's his actual fight like, and what does he say? He sounds much hotter in Japanese, by the way. Very much the ace of, I don't know, the swordsmanship club, if this were an Otome game, and this is an Otome game in my heart. Who never comes to club, but, and there's a tournament, he'll always be there and get gold and stuff, even though he never comes to practice. That kind of thing. And he actually says to you, if this fight lasted longer and was better, that's like, wow, I love fighting you. I wish this moment could last forever. I was like, wow, I wish I could think the same too. And when he dies, he's like, no, I wanted more. It's like, damn, bro. Anyway, so the next mission is we have to take down a fleet of ships that are now coming towards the Xylem. And it's nice because in this part, because we can fly, right? But our boost only holds so much, stamina, so we can only do it, maybe 5 times, or sustained for maybe a minute, half a minute or so. But because we're up in the air, and there's coral around or something, we're allowed to fly indefinitely, and it's really nice, because that's how we're supposed to get to the warships in the first place. So we just noom over there, destroy all of the bridges, which is really easy. And then it's like, oh right, we just took out a whole fleet. That's cool. Then Carl is like, oh shit, somebody's attacking the Xylem. Get back here, Raven. And sorry, get back here, tourist. So we book it back there. It's like, who's attacking us? Who could possibly attack? We took out most of Arquebus's forces already. Oh, Arquebus is also basically using PCA technology. That's why they have a lot of warships. I think they commandeered it. I think those were Arquebus. It would make sense. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just having a good time. Anyway, so we book it back to the Xylem. And guess who's attacking the ship? That's right. It's our husband. Our ex-husband. Rusty! Oh my god. And he's like, I knew you were a threat to Rubicon, buddy. And I was like, no, I love you. I didn't know we were gonna fight. How'd you know it was me? And he comes with a new mech. It's no longer the Steel Haze, because we did fuck up the Steel Haze.
was right all along. You were just another threat to Rubicon.
Now it's called Steelhaze Ortus, and his emblem, which was originally a dog with a muzzle on, is now a dog without a muzzle, and his fangs bared. And actually, the shape of companies and the NPCs' emblems follow a certain pattern. Like the Vesper's emblems all go inside kind of like a guitar pick shape. That's all the emblems look like that. And the red guns, also vaguely have this. I think it's supposed to look like a red gun, but I don't know. It looks like a red tilted cross to me, but they all have the same emblem shape. And the Liberation Front also has a certain emblem shape where they all look like flags. And now Rusty's, the wolf that was in a guitar pick shape, is now on a flag shape. So you can really tell where his real what his real position is. He's with the Rubicon Liberation Front. We've been you. Trying to focus on editing and finding a picture to show you Rusty's emblem change on his left shoulder for both of his ACs. But I keep reading the wiki, and I just saw one that said that Rusty may be 617 because of it's wild. It's wild. Like, it's a theory, but like the brainworms are getting me. Help. So he starts numing at you, and I thought this was really cute, but he numes at you. Usually, you start when you fight enemies, you start at different sides of the arena, right? And then you can choose to nume over, or you can fly over. Somebody shoots, somebody dodges, etc. But this one, he numes at you, and you go bonk.
That's no Archivist AC.
Like, it's, I don't know how to say, but it's just so funny that he whacks you. He's aiming to whack you. I checked, and I actively have to try and dodge that because he's really aiming at you. It's like, wow, that's so cute. Anyway, it was a good fight. I didn't have to pull my punches too much, although I do have to pull it near the end. And it's just he's such a good. It was a good boss battle. Because you have infinite boost now, so you can just keep on dodging attacks. But if you keep dodging, then you're not firing, and it's just you have to realize that you can't dodge forever. And it's just a really romantic fight. Like, I saw a video with the title "Fighting V4 Rusty," like From Software intended us to, and I was like, "What do you mean?" So I clicked on the video, and they were fighting Rusty exclusively in the air, flying romantically, because you can and you should. That's how it is, because he has this line.
I won't stop. I'll chase the clouds from over Rubicon. Only I can fly high enough.
It's like, man, that, and it's he even has a theme song. I think it's "Fly Higher" or something. His theme song played before during the Juggernaut mission, I think. Something Steel Haze, and now it plays again. It's called Steel Haze Rusted Pride. It's like, wow. Anyway, so we defeat him, and even Carla's like, wow, that was deep. Do him a favor and remember him. And so it's like, of course I'm gonna remember him, Carl. He's my husband. Anyway, I'm a widow now. And all that has happened. It's like, all right, we're properly on our way over to the siphon. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And then suddenly, bam! Big red laser shoots the top half of the control building in the xylem, and it's like, whoa, who's taking over the big ass satellite? Nobody should be able to do it. And you're like, it's Air, probably. Mission ends, and Air says like, yeah, it was me. And she's like, I'm waiting for you, Raven. Well, let's settle this once and for all. Or, well, she doesn't say it like that because she's a good girl, but you know what's going to happen. And so now Carl's like, well, you can't just autopilot this thing. I have to do it manually. You go take care of that big ass satellite so it doesn't shoot us again. And so we go into space, onto the satellite, into this very final boss battle like arena. And there we see Air with her own AC. She assembled it from, old Rubicon Research Institute coral parts. And she's looking real good. It's scary. She starts kicking my ass. And she's like, I know you're strong, Raven, so I won't hold anything back. And it's like, oh my god, baby girl. She has a sword. Oh my god. And it's just so shonen. There's this attack where she basically grabs you and then pulls you up towards, well, the sky. You're in space, but the sky. And it's just so shonen. It's so cool. And it was like, am I the bad guy here? I don't know. I don't know. But and it was just so good. Eventually it was a good fight. It was very fun. And at the end, when I knew I was going to win, I was just like,
I'll end this, Raven! Raven, I still believe our shared dream.
she's so good. She's so baby girl. I love her. And I'll just play the ending here.
There were no winners at the close of the Coral War. When the storm of fire finally faded, only the ashes of civilization remained. Ruined and haunted, the corporations made a joint announcement with the Planetary Closure Administration. Rubicon was to be abandoned, left a dead planet forever. Meanwhile, the monster who burned the stars vanished into the flames, never to be heard from again. Yet history would forever remember the fires of Raven.
and that was, I don't know, ending A, ending B, um the Fires of Raven ending. It's like, okay. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. And the credits roll, and I was just like, wow, everybody died, including me, probably. It's like, damn, that's rough. That's rough. And I was just like, so I was just sitting there watching the credits roll and stuff, and thinking, it's like, well, although it seems like you died, there could be a chance that you lived and are just like fucking around in the universe somewhere, trying not to get out to the guy who fucked up Rubicon 3 all again. And then and I was thinking about New Game Plus and stuff. It's like, what's gonna change? How is it gonna start, etc. Like, do I have to go to do I gotta save at the very end? Do I have to go to main menu and load or whatever?
Registration number RB23. Call sign Raven. Authentication complete. Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is Allmind, the mercenary support system. Raven, you've returned. Welcome back. Allmind anticipates great things from you.
Looks like you passed the authentication. That was quite the welcome home. Well, whatever. Raven, that's who you are now, here on Rubicon. I've picked up some work for you already. Take a look, 621.
And I was like, whoa, welcome back, huh? So is this like, it's not, I thought it was like an epilogue, not New Game Plus, like you can just repeat stuff. And then Walter comes out, it's like, looks like the ID authentication went well. I got it, submissions for you, 621. And I realized, like, oh, this is back in the very beginning. It's a loop. They made it a loop. That we didn't have to see the very, first, the very first cutscene again. They just put you back after the tutorial, after you've gotten the ID. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. That's so neat. But I was wondering if Allmind said that exact same thing in the very beginning, but it turns out it was different. She did not say it's been a while, Raven. Welcome back. She just says like, welcome back, Raven.
Registration number RB23. Call sign Raven. Authentication complete. Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is Allmind, the mercenary support system. Welcome back, Raven.
Looks like you passed the authentication. Raven, that's who you are now, here on Rubicon.
And I was like, oh, I guess that's cool, especially if you don't know there's a New Game Plus. But because I knew it was there, it's like, oh, that's really cool. That's really neat. And now we do that all over again to get the other ending, is what I would say. But they did change so much more in the mission. They added more choices. They added different missions. Like, oh shit. So in the first run, right, there was a Rubicon Liberation Front, but you could really choose them, and it felt kind of bad, but like we didn't really have a choice. They weren't giving us missions, so it was like, oh, whatever. But now, so like in the dam mission, the one with G4 and G5, Volta and Iguazu, on their little field trip, in the middle of it, you'll get an encrypted comm from
Raven, I represent the Rubicon Liberation Front. Our request is simple. We want you to take out the 2 red guns. Our compensation will be double Balaam's offer, awaiting your response. Interesting. Your call, 621.
And like, I like these guys, but of course I won't pass up a chance to fight them. So it's like, yeah, I'll take it. And it's like, whoa, that's so cool. That's so neat. And so you go shoot them in the back. And they're like, what the hell? You did that on purpose. And they get so mad at you. And Gunman Mission is like, that's a low blow, Handler Walter. And it's like, it's. I wonder if I saved I think I saved it, so I'll just play it.
You meant that, didn't you?
Now you've done it, Freelancer. No one picks a fight with the red guns.
That's a low blow, Handler Walter. Gun 4, Gun 5, return fire! It looks like Gun 13's playing dirty now! I'm losing control of my machine. No choice but to withdraw.
Volta, that's not the only thing you're losing, but good job getting wasted by the tag-along.
Watch it, Freelancer. I'm not going down like Volta. I'm gonna punch the living daylights out of Michigan, and no one's stopping me. I'm not taking any more of your shit. I already get enough from Michigan every day of the week. Damn it! I've been hit bad. Freelancer got lucky.
Confirmed. Gun 4 and Gun 5 eliminated. You can bill me for the AC repair fees, Michigan.
You've ruined our little field trip, Walter. I'll be billing you for tuition fees, too.
But that's like that's so neat. And the Rubicon, and so it's just nice because like instead at the end of that mission you would fight Rubicon Liberation Front leader. Now you fought them and you won't fight him. So it's like, oh, you cannot choose the liberation. That's so cool. And it's just so neat. It's just so neat. And then Iguazu calls you. And it's just like, you got lucky, punk.
You got lucky, Merc. So, you got a nice punch in. Go buy a lottery ticket. The red guns are going to be first over the wall. Have fun watching from the sidelines.
That Iguazu message changed too. It's so cute. And if you choose this, it does change another mission down the line. I forget what, but now you can choose to help the Liberation Front. Because previously they only ask you for help with the Baus Arsenal, the Ghost City Arsenal thing, the creepy one, and that's like kind of it. But now in this one, before that they also ask you to, it's like, can you please escort our chopper while we go pick up some prisoners of war, while we go save our comrades. And it's like, oh cool, that's so cool. And oh right, this mission replaces this mission comes after we take the wall from them, and then they ask us to save their comrades. This mission will replace the one where you have to pick up information about Rusty. So we won't pick up information about Rusty. We'll save their comrades instead. We will actually save Lil Ziyi, because like that the Rusty information mission was the one where you defeat her, ostensibly kill her, I guess. I think probably she got caught during that mission, and that's why we're here now. That was what I'm understanding. Like, maybe it's in a chronological way, this would happen after that mission. That's why if you choose this, you cannot do that one or whatever. But she's a secret boss, so I don't know. When you rescue her, it seems like she kind of has a relationship, or at least the guy we're talking to has a huge crush on Ziyi. I don't know. It's not confirmed. I wish the guy talking to us from the Liberation Front gave his name, because like the Red Guns guy gave his name. Arquebus gave us his name, Pater, and then G6 Red Niles something. Oh my god. But this guy doesn't give you a name. I was really hoping for it, but he doesn't. I guess it's because he already has Z and doesn't have time in his heart for us. Ha. um, and so we saved Z. We tried to save this guy, but turns out he died during interrogation. He wouldn't talk. And then we saved the final one. I was like, oh shit, Father Dolmine was here? We even get to hear him? And he seems kind of, what's the word? Cranky? Curmudgeonly? Like, Z is like excited. Z is like, Father Dolmine, we got you. And he's like, you don't, it's like, the coral will stand with us. And she's like, he's like, you don't know what you're talking about, girl. It's bad. It's like, we're going to die or whatever. And it was like, whoa, Father, what's going on? You're supposed to be rallying the troops. Maybe the interrogation did you in a little bit too hard. And I was like, all right. And we were almost scot-free, but then G2 Niles. Oh, it's G2 Niles, so G6 Red. Did you just call him Red? Red Gun Red? Weird. Anyway. So G2 Niles comes. He is kind of like, you know that guy in Les Miserables? Was it Hugh Jackman or something? Valjean Javert? I cannot remember names, my god, but basically, if G1 Michigan is the guy who escaped prison, then this guy is the one who tries to keep him in prison, except he never managed to catch him and put him in prison in the first place. And eventually just kind of gave up and says like, hey man, let's have a drink. And it's like, oh, that's so cute. And now they work for the same company. That's cute. That's cute. Walter says like he's the brains to Michigan's brawn, and that's adorable. I defeat him pretty easily-ish, but I don't think they're making him too hard because this is the end of the mission, and you kind of waste a bunch of ammo getting here. But it was fun. You have to defend the ship from being destroyed by them, and then they for it. And G2 Niles is like, oh, I see why Michigan is taking a shine to you, boy. Which is like, oh, that's nice. Especially saying that, and especially if you chose to betray them at the down mission. But I guess it's like no harm, no foul, because like you're still getting jobs from Balaam. After that, it's like, yeah, you got a job. You're a mercenary after all, but like it sucks. Why have you done this? But they'll still hire you. They'll still hire you because you're good, right? I looked it up. The guy talking to us from the Liberation Front, his name is Arshiel. He does not introduce himself to us personally, but this is the name that Ziyi says when you defeat her. Something like, Arshiel, I couldn't keep our promise. It's like, oh shit, my bad. But yeah, because when you save Z, he's like, thanks, I owe you one. And he never talks to us again. Oh my god, so I was just on the Armored Core wiki looking up Arshiel. And while I was here, I was like, oh, might as well look up Rokumonsen. What's his deal? Why is he protecting Z? It's apparently because she saved his life while he was starving. And he's the guy who fights you if you take Swinburne's deal. And he's like super into Japanese culture, right? He's like he speaks in haiku. In the English version he speaks in haiku. But in the Japanese he just speaks in old-timey Japanese. And I think it was KJ who said, what was it, KJ? Who said that that he's like Tadakatsu, but actually he's referencing Yukimura. My god, because his flag has the 6 coins on it. Oh my god. And I don't know, just reading his profile, it's so funny. He's like a weeb. It's like, oh, I really love old Japanese culture. Oh, I'll name my AC Shinobi. For ninja. Crying. Anyway, he's great. He's not technically part of the Rubicon Liberation Front. He's actually just a freelance mercenary also, but he swore his life to protect ZE and harm anyone who would do her harm, and that's why he's mad at you. He's like, why would you do this to baby girl? You know. But yeah, he's an honorary member. That's funny. Anyway, getting back to the story of what's changed in NG Plus. So the next change comes after you fuck up Carla's defenses, right? And she gets mad at you, and now it's like, hey, can you please defend us now that you destroyed all of my equipment and shit? And that's changed from just, you know, defend her place and kick their asses to now they're not only coming to attack her, they're also trying to steal her data. So you have to destroy some drones that are there to steal. It's like, and there's like a timer, and I'm like, oh my god. There's still no map. It's like, oh my god. And it makes me dizzy, and somehow we did it. There's like 30 seconds on the clock, but somehow we did it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Mission's over. Why did they make this mission so much harder than it needed to be? Cries. But no, it's like, oh, they're sending in, you know, somebody else. Like, go check it out, tourists.
And here I thought I'd just make some extra scratch. Guess I can settle the score at the same time.
And then who else could it be but Gun 5 Iguazu? Oh my god, you're here! And he's like, whoa, you're here too. And it's like, oh shit. And god, he's such a chip on his shoulder. He's like, you think you're such hot shit after taking the wall, don't you? Well, I'm here to, you know, to fuck you up. And so you're fighting, you're having a good time. And then suddenly, we're being shot at by the ghosts, the invisible enemies. And we're like, what the hell? What's going on? And he's like, help me out here. We're both gonna eat shit. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously, because I have laser weapons. So it's struggle, because there's like 5 of them, and I'm trying to find them, and it's hard because they're invisible, and you have to be up close and personal to even see them. So I'm like I'm just getting my ass kicked, and then I'll accidentally shoot Iguazu, and he'll get mad at me. It's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know, man. I only have 1 target block, and you look the same. I'm sorry. Anyway, so you defeat all of them, and then he says this.
All unidentified machines destroyed.
Now we can finally be alone.
Which is just so insane. Like, AC6 is the Otome game of all time. Truly, truly. Anyway. But he also gets this is also where you can hear a headache thing.
That ringing in my ears again. It'll be peace and quiet when you're gone.
I think you could also hear it from the Ice Worm mission. I can't remember. But yeah, it's like, oh no, baby boy, you're kicking my ass, but oh no, baby boy. And it's just so funny because but the first time I defeated him, he says like, I almost had you. And he's right. I was already on my last shield on 1 health, and I almost died. So it's like, well, but you didn't. Anyway, so that was cool. But also, what the hell was all that? Like, Iguazu was one thing, but why were those things there? Were they with dozers or something, huh? And it's like, and Air says she's gonna try to decrypt their communications, but she doesn't. So we just don't know. We just don't know. Creepy. Other missions, and I kind of forget from which chapters in which I'm like getting them messed up because I wasn't like recording straight for this NG Plus playthrough. Only the ones where I knew this. Oh, this is a new mission. I'll record it. But you'll get Invade will be getting more missions from the Liberation Front. They'll be like, hey, can you go fuck up the PCAs so that because they have a new weapon and we don't want the corporations to get their hands on it. So if you could destroy it, that would be great. And I was like, all right, cool. And in one of those missions, because there's a few of them, like most of those missions from the Liberation Front or from anybody against the PCA. It's kind of annoying because you're just gonna go up against some HCs and LCs, and like it's so hard. I hate it. And they're not even main characters. They're just like very government. It's like you're nothing. You're just a dog or whatever. I mean, the red guns are like that, but they have personality. But these guys are like, God, it's I don't know. It's kind of giving like the student council in Kill la Kill before they got personality. Like they wear all white and stuff and lay down the law, which they do. Anyway, in one of the missions, you're up against this thing that's like it's a tank, but there's an AC in the middle of it. It has little legs, but it's covered by a tank, and it's just so funny. And when you go up against this thing, and its weak spot is obviously the AC in the middle, but you're afraid to go up front because like as soon as you see it up front, it's gonna charge towards you. That's how it is. So you go up against it, and he's like,
"You've got some nerve showing up here. That leak of yours started all of this. Did you really think we'd let you walk?"
Leak? What does he mean?
You've made Rubicon the corporation's playground. We had law and order under the PCA's watch.
It must be your license. Something that the real Raven did.
And Era's like, huh? What's going on? What? You stole a license? Why? What are you and Walter doing here on Rubicon? She's so scandalized. It's cute. And this guy eventually, you keep on kicking his ass, and he's like, hang on, can you give me data on Raven? The simulations are lying to me. And then he's like, I don't think this is Raven at all. And he confirms, and even they're like, it's not matching the simulations. It's not Raven. And they're like, oh shit. Well, I'm still gonna kill him because he's a threat to Rubicon, but it's not the Raven we're looking for. But it's like, whoa, what was the real Raven doing? Oh my god, I totally forgot. In the original run playthrough, the first playthrough, I really forgot about this. Oh my god. But there's a mission where, you have to defend the port or whatever. The PCA is trying to get their spaceport back, and, you're just going back to defend it this time. Instead of fucking it up, you're defending it. And that's cool. But when you got there, everybody was dead. The PCA, Arquebus, and you're like, oh, who did this? I just got here with the shit. Let me out. I'm scared. But you go over, and on the ruins of the PCA battleship is a mysterious AC, and it's the real Raven, and you can hear his own or that Raven's handler saying, "It's like, look, it's that punk who stole our ID." It's like, sorry, I didn't know you were using it. You were already slated as MIA. Like, MIA is like, you have to have been absent for quite a while. I thought you were dead, and then it's like, oh, don't worry, we don't want the call sign back. You can keep it. And it's like, oh, that's great. Why are you attacking me then? It's like, but are you worthy of it? It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What are we worthy of it? This is scary. Kicking my ass. Also, it turns out that the AC and all the promotional images for Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is this one. This Raven's AC. So it's like, oh, so you're the real deal. You're the canon one. Which is kind of weird because like this is technically a somewhat a real character in the game. That's not you, but is supposed to be you in a way. I thought it was a reference to previous main characters in the game, which I'm still not sure because like basically Raven is the name of mercenaries or mercenary group. They kind of give to the next person who something choose your own path, something freedom. It was very poetic and beautiful, but I'm still not sure if it's a reference to all the player characters in the previous games. It kind of sounds like it, but I'm not sure. I'll get back to you on that. Still cool though. Still cool. So that was the first playthrough. And now in this playthrough, they're mentioning it some more. Like at first, in the first playthrough, it was just like, "Oh, this guy's mad because you took his call sign," and it's like, "My bad, man. I didn't think you were using it still." And then now in this playthrough, there's some lore attached to him. Like, huh? What do you mean it's Raven's fault that the corporations even know that Coral still exists on Rubicon? Like, yo, what the hell? That seems kind of really important. But we killed a guy, and now we're just like, whoa, Raven, what did you do? And Aer's like, and what are you and Walter going to do? Why are you so suspicious? Why did you come here illegally? Anyway, cool, 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 cool. Oh, and also, so in the first playthrough, every chapter, roughly every chapter, you unlock more and more ranks in the arena, right? So you go from rank F to maybe C, E, D, C, B, A. And every rank roughly has like 3 or 4 new opponents. So like every chapter you get more and more and more until the last chapter where you can get to rank S, the last ones. And you know, it has V1 Freud and Thumb No Mai and everything. It's like, oh cool. Uh the fights in the arena are not that hot. I don't know why, if it's easy or the AI is just kind of sucky or whatever, but it's like it's not that hard. I never go past a minute on a fight. Um, like I usually defeat him within like 30 seconds or less. I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But I guess that's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. And in NG Plus, you don't unlock more ranks, but now you've unlocked a different one. Now All Mind is saying something like, "Oh, can you help us with making like a proper AC? We want to see where technology can go, how far we can take mercenaries or mankind or whatever." And they pit you against not arena ranks but their own creations. So based on like say uh the like in the tutorial missions you have they you in the tutorial things they give you certain ACs to use like a tank or the flying ones or the normal ones and stuff. And basically you kind of fight against those to see it's like, are you good against the tank type? Are you good against this? Or one that's based on the corporations, like, you know, this one is like Arquebus's and this one's Balaam's. And this one is based on the Liberation Fronts, etc., etc. It's like, okay, that's cool. And that's the stuff you unlock for NG Plus. Um, I think that's it for the newish things in NG Plus. Now, and it's roughly all the same except for these new interesting little bits and more lore and being able to choose the Liberation Front stuff now. Uh, and it's roughly the same, like Ice War Mission and Arquebus taking control and etc. And getting our ass kicked in Institute City and getting taken out by Arquebus, betrayed. Well, I guess we betrayed him first, but taken out and back, so to speak, and then getting brainwashed. Like it's all the same there until you get back to that is the ending choice again. Um, Either choose Air or Handler Walter or Carla, you know. So this time, oh right, speaking of, at the end of the first playthrough, before you, like at the end of the credits, you get a little message from Walter, and I am so bummed I did not record this because I did not know something was gonna happen. But he says like, "Thank you for choosing or for taking up my path. I I I want you to choose your own freedom now." From Hand of Walter. It's like, oh my god. So now, well, let's choose Air. Let's go, kill Carla and Chatty Stick. And I'm not gonna lie, this one was devastating. devastating emotionally and devastating like physically because oh my god, she is hard. She is a tough boss. I put on my ass kicking gear and it still took me a long time to beat her. She is so tanky and she has so many missiles. It's like, what the hell? And she was like so disappointed in me. But like, but she was also like, it's good for you. It's good that you chose something. You know, you can't just go along with the flow. And it seems you've chosen something. Um. So she's a devastating fight, and it's like, wow, V1 Freud is nothing compared to this. Nothing. Wait, actually, on the way there, you do bump into V2 Snail. You have the option of just ignoring him, but Air says like, "Oh, hey, it's Snail. Do you want to deal with him? He is the one who ordered your brainwashing and stuff, like basically tortured you. So you do what you want." And I'm like, "Of course, I'm gonna try to beat V2 Snail. Who am I if not testing the bosses of FromSoft games, FromSoft Mecha games? My god, the propaganda got me. It really got me." Anyway, he's fun. Although he does say in the fight that the brainwashing wasn't even his idea. He wanted you dead. It was the higher ups who were like, sayang. So we beat Snail, and like he's so much better than V1. Like I'm struggling a little bit there. Like I was using repair kits and stuff. Uh, I I forget what. Oh no, Aaron didn't say this. Anyway, so you beat V2 Snail, and then you go, uh, have to go kill Carla, and they have their own little arena and stuff. And Chatty's on a higher ridge, just throwing missiles at you, and you think, oh, maybe I'll get to Chatty then. I'll take him out first. But no, it's hard to take him out first because Carla also has so many freaking missiles. No, so many missiles thrown at you. And it's like, man, I have no choice but to kill Carla first, even though it would be easier to get Chatty. It's hard. I can only focus on Carla. Anyway, the struggle. But I've died so many times that I think I did get all their voice lines, which is nice. If you do kill Chatty first, Carla gets mad at you, just like she got mad when V1 killed Chatty, and you know, she just gets mad at you and it kills you. I cannot survive killing Chatty for very long. I think I can survive like 10 seconds and then I get killed. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll get Carla. So I got Carla, and Chatty gets really mad. I'll play it here.
Gotta face the music. Chatty, it's all you.
Chief, she's dead, tourist. You have made a big mistake.
AP at 50%.
You're making this hard. I can hear the chief laughing. Guess I can't do everything.
AP at...
Guess you won, tourist. But the chief never loses.
What? The Xylem's control center is locked out.
Let me, Chief. I'll take us over the finish line. Inheriting privileges. Owner, Cinder Carla. Activating perimeter protocol. Xylem propulsion vector locked. All systems locked out.
That's so hot. But if you do manage to kill Carla, it's pretty easy to kill Chatty afterwards. Though I did try not to kill him too fast because, like, I love listening to him talk. And now what are we gonna do on the asylum? Oh shit, it's on its way over, and we're not a hacker. Air is, but not that great, I guess. I don't know. And then this is the Liberator of Rubicon ending, or path that we're going through. And Air says, like, actually, since we're trying to save Rubicon, I used your name and got the word out there and asked for help and stuff. It's like, maybe the remnants of the Rubicon Liberation Front can help us. And guess who shows up? Oh my god, it's Rusty! And he's not here to kill us this time. He is like, oh my god, hey buddy. So you've chosen a side, and it's a side that I can get with. I was like, oh my god. Had I known. Had I known. But no, I got greedy because I wanted to fight somebody that somebody wasn't even a hot shit to begin with. So it's like, damn. Anyway, so Rusty's helping us. Yay! He even says, like, just like when we were against the Juggernaut. It's like, oh my god, you remembered. Anyway, enough simping. It was fun. It was cool. I got lost, but it's nice because you can listen to Rusty. Hahaha.
Never thought the plan would go so wrong. But it's good teaming up with you again. Couldn't have hoped for a better silver lining. Let's clean up, buddy.
Target confirmed. That's one. One generator destroyed. 3 remaining.
Looks like the Liberation Front has broken into Institute City. You should hear this. Patching you in.
Now, comrades, rout the corporations. We'll show Raven. The Rubiconians will wallow in the ashes no more.
Slogans scrawled in ash were never going to change Rubicon. Cinders are alive with flame once more.
And then eventually Rusty now takes your job to your previous job, taking out all the warships up in the air. It's like, oh, that makes sense. You are more suited for flying. Even his new suit, even though it doesn't look like it, looks more tankier. It's still made for flying. It's not as sexy, personally, but like it was made for flying fast. It's like, okay, cool. So he's now dealing with that, and now we have to deal with V2 Snail, who is now alive, but since we destroyed his earlier mech, he is now in a better version of the Balteus. Can you believe it? Oh my god. My OG love. Ha ha ha. Oh my god. It's harder. It's harder. How could they have they done this? Early on they already put on the plasma sword, not a flame sword, the plasma sword, and it's like, Snail, damn, and Snail's so mad at us.
Go up in smoke. Rabble-rousing the locals. Another inconvenience, but I'll overlook that. No, your crime is that you tried to kill me. Kill Arquebus. You are vermin, and I will be rid of you.
He's like, your crime isn't being a little shit. Your crime is trying to kill me. I am Arquebus. And I think this is where Rusty says that even though he's V2, that doesn't mean he's weaker than V1. He's tough. He's tough. Oh my god. And it's true. I had to pull out all the stops. I had to pull. Well, he did die when I pulled out the ass kicking outfit. Which kind of sucks, but I did die once in it, so, you know, at least I had to figure out something. But yeah, it was fun. It was great. And then, just more trauma. Why have they done this to me? It was a good 30-minute wedding or marriage, but man, now instead of divorce, it's just widowed. I'm now widowed. I can't believe this.
Out of my sight, vermin. That traitor V4, those dolts at command. And worst of all, you, the pest of Rubicon who stirred the cinders. You sicken me, all of you. I'll crush you underfoot. I am Arquebus.
The enemy's taken critical damage.
I am Arquebus. One last plan.
Confirmed. V2 Snail, down.
Sounds like it's over. I just about managed.
Rusty's signal just disappeared. Raven, it seems we've got trouble ahead. We need to take down the Xylem fast.
But we can't be distracted by that right now. We have a job to do. There's just a little bit more to do on the Xylem than we can hop on off. It's like, Jesus. So now we're crying and we're just finishing off the last boosters. When who could be our last boss but our father, Handler Walter. In the sexiest AC I've ever seen. I'm only saying that because it is bright red. Wow, just like me. We're family for real, for real. And I'm not sure what he is, cause like I thought he died, right? And I think personally that he is dead because what Air says is like this choral response, and usually she only says that when it's an autonomous weapon, right? When there's no pilot. But Walter was clearly in there. She didn't say that there was no pilot, but she usually only says that when it's like a sea weapon, and it is made up of all like sea weapon parts. So my theory is that, you know, because I think Walter is like a Rubiconian in a way. I think Rubiconians are like people who died on Rubicon and just became the live stream, or people born. I don't know. He was a kid 50 years ago. I imagine he was born on Rubicon, and when he dies, he becomes a Rubiconian, or however that process happens. I don't know. And that his will was so strong, like, oh, I still have to do my friend's wishes. I have to destroy the coral, even though he doesn't know what's happening to him. And he fights us. And it's just kind of like he doesn't really know what's happening, but he sees it 621. It's baby boy, and it's just like devastating. Devastating.
The corporation's orders. No. My friend's mission. Eliminate all obstacles.
Whatever they did, you're in danger. We have to defend ourselves.
That voice. 621. I see it next to you. Yes. Kindling for the fire.
Raven, we're re-entering Rubicon's atmosphere. There's no time. Hurry!
Once something's alive, it doesn't die easy. You have to burn every last cinder. Burn the coral, and our job will be over. You earned all the credits. Undo the surgery. Be normal again.
Raven! Walter! This has to stop!
No repair kits remaining.
Walter! We have to go, Raven. Raven. One day, humanity and Coral will thrive together. You kept our potential safe. I know Walter feared a collapse. But I promise you, there's another way. Raven. We'll find it together.
And yeah, that's the ending. Then the credits roll, and at the end, it's now Air's turn to say, Raven, thank you for choosing, what my selfish requests. I want to see what you choose. I will support you. And now we can go full throttle into the third ending. The true ending. But it is now 1 a.m. once again, and I will end the recording for now.